open your mouth and just declare your love for him tonight. Come on, just declare your love for him tonight. I love you back tonight. I love you back tonight. Oh, oh Jesus. Oh, oh Jesus. Oh, hallelujah. Oh, like never before. Lord, tonight.
I'm looking forward to when you finish. These are beautiful. The family's going to be so happy with what y'all doing. Wow.
How many want his glory tonight like never?
I love the fact that you're working together. You're helping each other.
How many truly want it tonight like never before?
The colors are beautiful.
Oh, hallelujah.
You have everything you need? Okay. That's beautiful.
I need help.
What you need now? What you need? You need to peel this off? Okay, let me pull it off for you. Thank you for asking for help. Here you go. All right.
Or the winning record.
Come on, just lift up your hands, church. Hallelujah.
The chairs out the way. Peace and blessings, family. Thank you. Call and response, call and response, call and response. My name is Raheem Smallwood. I kind of know everybody in the room, but nevertheless, I don't want to assume. I'm the founder and program manager of the Sanko for Leadership Academy, which is a Right to Passes program here in the city of Patterson. We've been in existence for like 35 years. Our work is around sisterhood and brotherhood, self-empowerment, and community advocacy, right? We believe in 7 stages of development with that work. Self, family, neighborhood, community, nation, race, and world. So most of you who know us, you look at the back of our clothing, it's always there. If you look at our materials, it's always there, okay? So before we get started, as we always must do, it's our tradition and ritual and culture to ask permission from our elders before we continue to run our mouth, right? So at this time, if I may, I'm going to ask this elder, this Baba, if I can do that, we can continue this program. At the same time, because our tradition also teaches us balance, so I'm going to ask my sister Patricia Smallwood, whose birthday just passed, if these 2 elders will give us permission to continue this program. Asante Sana. Asante Sana means thank you, which the family I'm sure already knows, right? So they've given permission. The reason we do that is because of something Bilal said. We have powerful people in this room who've already walked this struggle, right? Who've made it possible for us to be here. But we also have spiritual ancestors in this room too. I've heard certain names called, and you know when you call a name, those individuals in this room with you, because we are ancestors, right? But our tradition teaches us that these individuals who I just got permission from have lived a life of struggle. Therefore, if I'm not doing or saying what I'm supposed to do, it's their job to say you can't have permission to speak because there's still things you need to know, need to learn, and need to do. So I thank them for permission to speak, and we're going to carry on with this program. Our tradition also teaches us that we must do libation, our ceremony that opens up everything we do as an African people so that we can acknowledge once again our ancestors, okay? Now, libation we call and response, right? So we're gonna do better than we did a few minutes ago because we're calling our ancestors and we're family. And as the brother said, we're here about power, right? So to have power, we must speak power and we must speak truth and we must speak words that allow us, for people who are not here, people who are on their way, our brothers and sisters on the continent, we should be so loud in our libations that they can hear us and go, wait a minute, my people getting busy, right? Okay, can we do that?
I'll try.
All right. Now, the other thing is we should also have our children involved and engaged in everything that we do, right? So I'm asking my sister Dildred to ask the youngest child to come up. And as you know, sometimes a libation, we pour water into a plant. Sometimes we use a bell, right? This is part of our tradition too. So as part of the call and response, as I read a statement, I'm gonna have this young sister hit the bell, and you're gonna say Ashe, and Ashe means it is, okay? If for some reason you feel that Ashe may not be how you wanna respond, All right, okay? She switched there, Richardson Ava. So I'm gonna let you take turns hitting the bell, okay? And I'm gonna say hit the bell. That's when you'll know when to hit the bell, okay? So I'm gonna let you hold it first. And I'm gonna say hit the bell when you're ready, okay? So in fact, you hold it for your sister. And then you're gonna hit it, and then you're gonna switch, okay? All right, y'all ready?
Yeah.
Didn't hear you. Y'all ready?
Yeah.
All right, can everyone please stand? If you're not able to stand, that's fine. If you can stand, please stand. And what I want us to do, I like to do libation this way. Yes. What you want, money? You ain't finished yet. Oh, I'm sorry, you want me to hold this for you, okay. All right. What I like to do is have us put our right hand up, and I like for us to have our fingers spread, right? Because many of us, once again, we might have different faiths, we might come from different parts of the community, or we come from different parts of the world, we might have come from different organizations, right? But the most important thing that we must do is when we bring this fist down into a closed fist, it touches our chest, and that's our power. Okay? Everyone understand that? All right. Hands up. The libation ceremony is done in praise and honor of the collective commitment to the work and struggle of the ancestors. It is both instructional and inspirational, as well as mandatory within the framework of our value system. For it is they, forefathers and foremothers, who through their love, labor, and struggle laid the foundation for us, pushed our lives and history forward, and gave us basic principles by which we could live our lives in strength, dignity, brotherhood, and sisterhood. Pouring libation and making a libation statement is both an honorific assertion and call to carry on the struggle and work the ancestors began. It is more clearly defined as a recognition and respect of the contributions of those before us, of our history and models it offers us to emulate. We say Ashe?
Ashe.
Hit the bell. All right. We pour in honor of our creative nature and spirit that continues to guide us. We pour in honor of our ancestors who survived the journey and those that didn't. Africans who heard the call of the ocean and the mighty power of the drum and kept fighting to secure our future, who arrived on these shores of another indigenous land and guided us today. Our ancestors speak to us today to remind us that liberation and freedom are ours to grasp, and therefore we must move in unity and strength. Hit that bell, girl. Say Ashe.
Ashe.
For our people everywhere then, for Imhotep, Nkrumah, Shaka, Samori, Lumumba, Sankora, Nzinga, and all the others known and unknown, who defended our ancestral land, history, and humanity from alien invaders. Hit that bell. You say Ashe?
Ashe.
For Kamau Kalfani, Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., Harriet Tubman, Fred Hampton, Fannie Lou Hamer, Nina Simone, Toni Morrison, Malcolm X, Bob Marley, Rosa Parks, Claudette Colvin, Langston Hughes, Imam Jamil Al-Amin, Frederick Douglass, Abdul Ali, Mary Church Terrell, Carter G. Woodson, Seiko Odinga, Mary McLeod Bethune, Paul Robeson, Paula Howe, Wendy Hines, Najee Seabrooks, Brother Abdul Ali, and all the others who dare to define, defend, and develop our interests as a people. Hit that bell. We say Ashe?
Ashe.
For the 2026 marks 100 years of Black History Month and ASALH, the Association for African American Life and History, founded by Dr. Carter G. Woodson in 1915, for uplifting our roles and herefore. We say Ashe.
Ashe.
For our parents, foremothers, forefathers, elders, organizations, and freedom fighters, which gives identity, purpose, and direction to our lives and struggle in America and around the world. We say Ashe.
Ashe.
For our children and the fuller and freer lives they will live because we struggle. And for the contributing struggles through which we will inevitably rescue and reconstruct our history and humanity in our own image and according to our own needs. We say Ashe.
Ashe.
And to all those whose names are not called, feel free to call those names now.
Diane Wilson.
We say Ashe.
Ashe.
We say Ashe.
Ashe.
Keep hitting the bell. We say Ashe.
Ashe.
Amir Baraka, we say Ashe.
Ashe.
Dr. Frank Napier, we say Ashe.
Ashe.
Come on, family, call those names. Call the grandparents. Keep calling them. We say Ashe.
Davis. Ashe. Bernard Davis.
We say Ashe. And to all those whose names go, I say Ashe.
Ashe.
And to, we say Ashe.
Ashe. Come on, Mosley.
We say Ashe.
Ashe.
We say Ashe.
Ashe.
We say Ashe.
Ashe.
We say Ashe.
Ashe.
Anyone else? And we say Ashe.
Tyrone Collins.
We say Ashe.
Nelson H-Spell.
We say Ashe. We say Ashe. We say Ashe.
Sada Shakur.
We say Ashe.
Memoir King Muhammad.
We say Ashe.
Louise Rogers.
We say Ashe.
Pastor Ruth Jean Thomas.
We say Ashe. We say Ashe.
Ruth James.
We say Ashe.
Michael Brown.
We say Ashe.
Kwame Torre.
We say Ashe.
The Greg's family.
We say Ashe. We say Ashe.
He Greer.
We say Ashe.
Patricia Jordan.
We say Ashe.
Trap Brown.
We say Ashe.
And Mama Baraka.
We say Ashe. We say Ashe. We say Ashe.
Queen Hatshepsut.
We say Ashe.
All the aunties.
We say Ashe. And to all those whose names go uncalled, but nevertheless deserve the same respect and honors we give to those whose names we did call, we say Ashe.
Ashe.
Ashe. Asheo. Asante Sana. That means thank you, family. Let's continue to struggle on behalf of our community. Make sure that we take all that.
Ring with the harmony of liberty. Let our rejoicing rise out of the listening sky. Let us resound loud as the rolling sea. Sing a song full of the faith that the God Christ has taught us. Sing a song full of the hope that the present has brought us. Facing the rising sun of our new day begun. Let us march on till victory is won. Stones in the road we trod, bitterness casting rock, felt in the days when hope unborn yet it's a steady beat, have not a weary feet, comes to the place for which our fathers sighed. We have come over the waves that the tears have been brought us. We have come treading our path through the blood of the slaughter. Out from the gloomy past, till now we stand at last, where the white queen of our bright stars is cast. God of our weary years, God of our silent tears, thou who hast brought let us into the light, keep us forever in the path we pray. Bless our feet, stray from the places our God granted madly. Bless our hearts, drunk with the wine of the world we forgot. Lead, shadow beneath thy hand, may we forever stand, true to our God, true to our native land.
Peace and blessings. It's a poo. My name is Reg Tuinia Nzinga. I have been invited here today to Paterson, New Jersey by our brother Bilal, to represent for Black History Month 2026. And it has been an honor to be here. Again, my name is Reg Tuinia Nzinga. Just wanted to say a few little words before I start. Obviously, you've heard of the Alambe Breath Power Coalition because you associated, of course, with our brother Bilal here. But my spirit wants to share real quickly a word or two about Alambe Breath, of which the Power Coalition is named after, because I knew him. I attended his lectures at the Harriet Tubman School in Harlem with his organization, the Patrice Lumumba Coalition, and you know, he had a radio show on WBAI. It was called African Kaleidoscope. Another plant was Queen Nzinga, another plant was Patrice Lumumba, another plant was Malcolm X, and so I thought they were going to say something about me bringing plants into the nursing home, but they didn't. So, you know, his room had a little more atmosphere after that, and I felt better. He represented so much. The man was a walking encyclopedia on anything and everything to do with anything African. And he might have been short in stature, and he might not have had a charismatic voice when he spoke, but the man was so strong, so powerful. He was who we had as an internet. I'ma say he was our internet when it came to anything to do with Africa and African people and African history. So it's just really important during Black History Month to acknowledge who's gone before us. And the Alambe Breath Power Coalition, like, I don't know how many people in this room, how much you know about Alambe Breath himself, but he was such an amazing person. I went to his funeral. He had foreign dignitaries coming from all around the world. And even when he died, he passed away on Malcolm X's birthday. So please take the time to do some homework, do some research, Google this man, look up Alambe Breath, keep his legacy alive. Everybody say it with me, Alambe Breath.
Alambe Breath.
Alambe Breath.
Alambe Breath.
Alambe.
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 Alambe. Thank you.
Alambe.
And he was a Pan-African. Let me not say that. Make sure I say that. I also wanted to say about Brother Bilal here, you know, before he even put together the Alambe Breath Power Coalition, we were on a bus together in New York to visit a political prisoner. I was with a brother from New Jersey. His name was Edwin Breeze Barrow. They called him Cool Breeze. He passed away. But Brother Barrow was a member of the Black Panther Party's Jersey City chapter. And he invited me to go to visit a political prisoner. And it was my first time ever in life visiting a political prisoner. I wanted to go see others, but this was the first one that I actually got to go see at that time, and I've met so many more since then. But the name of this brother was Bashir Hamid. And Bashir Hamid was a member of the BLA, the Black Liberation Army. He was a member of the Black Panther Party. So I just want to also shout out his name. He passed away at 67 years old. He was in almost spent nearly 3 decades of his life in prison. And he, for his case, there was like a hung jury, and there was even a mistrial in his case. And so, you know, there was a lot that went on, but I just wanted to shout out how me and this brother right here, Brother Bilal, first met each other. And he says that Tupac Shakur was sitting in the audience when I was doing my poem. And to this day, I didn't see Tupac. This is something silly I'm writing, I'm flipping, I'm tripping, Mother God is speaking. What should be life? No stress, no strife, health, and wealth. But I roam in shock every day, sick to the bone, I'm throwing up, can't stand up, can't eat, can't sleep, can't laugh, can't live, can't love. But we all do despite the plight of these times we live in. Too much shut-eye for our third eye. Slaves to routine, things are not what they seem. Like Duracell, well, you keep going and going and going too. Schools of half-truth, facades called jobs. Injustice, chaos, madness, conspiracy, pollution, society, this is crazy. Signs have made my mind, I can't watch TV. To see what? Sexuality, violence, hence, I numb my senses to this ignorance. I black out commercials or flip the channel. It doesn't matter that it may not ever happen, but just possibility of nuclear war as we shock to the core. At the end of the world, you will run from your diamonds and pearls. Yeah, it's me you'll look up, but I have to show you the formerly stuck up. How to survive when Armageddon has you shook up. Lest you forget or don't know how it feels to be homeless. We helpless people. We will buy water and that's abnormal, but look y'all beware. Next you will buy what? Air. Yeah, it hurts, doesn't it? The misnumbered years 2000 are already here, and you are wrapped trapped in a life you don't control. Souls of many ran by a few who run the world that think that they do. The government can tell you aliens are landing, we will save you from Mars attacking. This I am rhyming really can happen, and they will be lying, but you believe them. Because every Hollywood movie has brainwashed, trapped you, out of space nined you, alien UFO'd you, R2D2 ET on phoned you, Star Wars, Star Trek, Stargate, Star struck you. Program your psyche with Disney, so fantasy you see as reality. And why not? You got 3D, but step into my virtual reality to see I, She-Man, who swallow you whole, not spitting you out the solar system where Earth disintegrates. No stratosphere, no you can't move to outer space. But start from someplace where clones won't exist. We'll welcome the remnants of humans recycled to replenish a universe. Like ashes to ashes and dust will be us. Once Queen Goddess, Mother Nature, kills us, thus saves us from this game called life. Played on the Toys R Us, which be us focused on money or 666 barcoded like an object. Change the subject, okay, roaches. Did you know there's all kinds of them? The ones in your bathroom and not in your bedroom, I'm gonna blow your mind soon. If there are different species of roaches, could there be different species of humans? Ice people and sun people are sometimes not equal. All the many roach species are better than you who don't have raid and combat killing you. Could you raid and combat each other, i.e. Abner Louisa's plunger police brutality? There was an example of a different species. See, I, Queen Mother, determined all humans to die. Nature, Queen Mother, determined that we can no longer coexist about. So I, Queen Mother, take you all out by the power of Grayskull. No, Oyayansa, not Reagan and Bush's skull and bones, not He-Man, but Ashiman, our own Earth. I heard bullets, verbal, and thundering tornadoes and lightning and daylight savings, no ending time. Killing then destroying you, the secret orders of a forthcoming new world slaughter. Cause even you can't stop Nature, Queen Mother, from earthquaking, rocking, thundering, and lightning, killing then obliterating you into nothingness. I, the goddess of the universe, I suck your air, evaporate your water, whisper hoaxes, eliminate your entire human species except the roaches. For new worlds to be born, new planets to take form, where grass can grow not being cut, fleas can fly not being sprayed up, animals not tested, vegetables not chemically disabled, even lobsters will be free, no longer boiled alive or tortured inside as political prisoners still be. No more cats' brains cut open by foundations, no more cats' brains cut open by the Rockefeller Foundation where blacks, Latinos, and no one else can be exploited because the human species are voided. It died in Mother Earth's decree. And now roaches can have a party! Ignorance at an end. No planet, no humans. As above, so below. No sky. No, but why? No, why? Why are y'all so dysfunctional? You can't seem to learn to live in harmony collectively with your own freedom and individuality. So I, Queen Goddess, destroy this planet and the people in it. Don't look, not one glance. You had your chance. You are wrong to want control of another's soul.
And Dr. Carter G. Woodson, may he be blessed. May he be in the company of the righteous. May we see him again. Was challenging the ideology of white supremacy from way back then. Letting them know that we've been here from the beginning. Because have them tell it, we wasn't here. And now today, even if you go to places like Dominican Republic, because I hear people say, I'm going to the DR. In the Dominican Republic, you have people that are darker than me. Darker than me. They identify with the Spaniards who conquered them. Did you hear what I said? My shade and your shade, they call them indigos, something of that nature. It's like a derogatory name. You know what I mean? And but there are others in the Dominican Republic that is dark as me and lightest person in here, and they identify with their African roots and heritage. So I was sharing, and I'm taking this time out because we come past a whole lot of things sometimes. We see monuments like my coworker called me. He said, "What is the name of that guy? That the monument that's in that park out over there by the post office?" I said, "You talking about Juan Pablo Duarte? You know, the racist who hated his dark skin so much so that he would powder his face. You know how sometimes when women put too much makeup on, you can look coffin ready.
Right.
Coffin ready, as Brown Sugar would say. Said she coffin ready. And I ain't gonna tell you what she was talking about. Some people, it's an inside joke, they know. Like Norman, right? They know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, so I wanted to just say a couple words because today is an example of where I would like to bear some responsibility, but I think we all do. We all need to bear some responsibility here. You guys may know I'm currently on trial, Brother Barron. I've been charged with voter fraud. Of course, I didn't commit such crime. But anyway, I've been going through this trial for about 5 years. And initially I didn't think much of it. I hired an attorney who I thought was a decent attorney. He was just one attorney. And long way into the trial, I realized that this attorney did not have my best interest in mind. I went to court that morning after being held in contempt, and the judge had charged me $250 per day. And after that, he said he would be putting me in jail if I did not provide what he was demanding of me. So that morning, I knew I had to fire this attorney. I had to fire him. I was in search of another attorney. I had paid him $6,000, and I was searching for another attorney. The next person I spoke to, his name is Isaac Wright. Isaac Wright was a gentleman who was charged for a crime that he did not commit. He had an attorney. His attorney did not serve him well. He was convicted of life in prison. He then went into the law library. He studied. He then defended himself on appeal. He won his appeal, and he was immediately let go, and he was vindicated, right? Since then, Isaac he went back to law school, became an attorney. I brought him to Patterson to speak at the street naming for Hurricane Carter. And amazing gentleman. I called him, and Isaac Wright tells me, listen, I only take a few cases a year because I want to give my clients their undivided attention. He said the least that I could charge you was $200,000. So I went from paying an attorney $6,000 to a guy now telling me it's going to cost me $200,000. I thought he was crazy, but I said it can't. Obviously I don't have $200,000, but I need to defend myself. So I went to see the next person. He was an Italian guy in New York. His name was Mr. Pope, Alvin Pope. No, not Alvin Pope. Alex. Well, anyway, he told me $150,000. I said, wait, something's going on. Maybe I guess the case is kind of worth that. So I did get some assistance, and somebody linked me with a brother named Ray Brown. Now, Ray Brown, I didn't know Ray Brown is a black attorney. In fact, he's pretty much responsible for many of the black attorneys that's in our general area. His father was Ray Brown, who defended Hurricane Carter during his first trial and prevented him from going to getting the death penalty. Ray, who I come to now learn is affectionately as considered the Godfather. He is a powerful attorney in the circle of black attorneys. And I'm telling you this for a reason. The other day in court, not only did we make the court look stupid, but there was a clear indication, an acknowledgement by the court and the state that they violated my constitutional rights. But they did it kind of slow, and the way they, kind of shuffled it under the rug. All right, well, we'll acknowledge we did something wrong. We'll retract our warrant if you retract your motion. Now, I say that to say that we are constantly being targeted. We're constantly being villainized. And for days like today, the reason why I had to render an apology, there's not one event that I've gone to, there's not one that I've ever attended where Brother Bilal has not brought to the table someone phenomenally spectacular. And I want to shake your hand, brother, at 94, and the things that you've done, the trail, blaze that trail. I appreciate you. Phenomenal grip at 94. I just pray to be half as sufficient as you are. But Bilal has put together some amazing events, and everyone in this room, although we are all wonderful, and you guys are all wonderful, these rooms cannot continue not to be fully occupied. We have to do a better job with Bilal and helping with the marketing, the promotion, and making sure that people, because we're missing on gems, and our people are missing out on gems while they are targeting us. While these people, you all, even in this room, have blazed the trail to make the opportunities available for us. Other people are taking over our communities. I was talking to somebody yesterday, he talked about how Inglewood has been totally changed. It used to be a predominantly black community there. Now it's being, gentrified in many ways. Patterson obviously has been. Brother Barron has talked about how he saved Brooklyn. Brooklyn, the capital in the United States of black creativity. He stopped it from being gentrified. So Bilal, you have my sincere apology, and it would never happen again if I got to be on the phone 24 hours, because again, I have never gone to one event that Bilal has done that it hasn't been someone very impressionable that our people are missing out on. From the great Charles Barron, Dr. Claude Anderson, Dr. He's brought so many people here. So I want to pledge that to him and to us. So I think we all need to make a better effort, because the same way that I'm being prosecuted right now, we are constant in prosecution, and they are trying to remove us, and they do it at our own parties, eating our food, laughing in our faces, and they take our votes, and they never return anything on that investment. So I appreciate you, brother. Thank you.
You can beat City Hall.
Yes, you can.
The only ones that you can't beat City Hall are the ones that are in there. You understand? Bowing down.
There you go. Black power.
Yeah. Black power.
Say it like you mean it. Black power.
Black power.
For black people. Brothers and sisters, my name is Charles Barron, a former city council member in New York, former state assembly member from New York, and a veteran of the Black Panther Party. My brothers and sisters, as far as I am concerned, there is a crowd here.
Yes, sir.
And I always give homage and honor to the people who have come, not to those who didn't. Jesus was a black radical revolutionary who took 12 and changed the whole world. We can take a dozen and change Patterson. That's a minor piece. So I want to come today, I want to share some things with you about our history. And we don't honor Black History Month, the shortest month, the coldest month of the year that someone else delegates to us. But Black history is every single day is our history. So I am so honored to be here today. I want to say this too quickly. There are certain things that they do to us in history. Isn't it interesting how most of our history starts with slavery. They don't go pre-colonial time when we were not slaves. I had an argument with a brother, one of my colleagues in the city council. He said, Charles, why are you so negative all the time? You don't act like we didn't make any progress. We're not on the plantation anymore. So I said, oh, so that's how you're measuring progress. Anybody that uses slavery as their starting point to measure progress is going to look like we made a hell of a lot of progress. But how about starting when we had the Mali Empire, the Songhai Empire? How about starting when we had no colonialism, where we controlled our gold, our diamonds, where we built the first civilizations? Start from there. They even built that museum in Washington and started from slavery. They don't want you to know who you were before you were colonized. So that's one thing I don't like doing, is starting our history in slavery. The other thing I don't like doing is always talking about how the white man just beat us badly. Oh, he tore us up. He did this. He hung us. And then we get descriptive. You know, he cut out the, you know. How about some times where we kicked his butt? Now that's the history I want to share with y'all today. We kicked their butts. And in many instances, we took over the ships and never came into slavery. Mutinies, hundreds of them, turned the ships around. So we don't accept the shortest month of the year, February, the coldest month of the year, as our month to talk about ourselves. Black history is every single day. That's how we always present it. So today I wanted to talk to you about the topic, we fought back. We were not happy, docile, enslaved Africans. There was daily resistance. Some Africans decided to get in the big house and put some stuff in the food. And master got very sick and some died. Some decided to run away individually. And matter of fact, you all know the story of Uncle Tom. Before you call anybody your Uncle Tom, you need to check that story out, because Uncle Tom was cool.
That's right. Absolutely.
The problem was Sambo.
That's
so
right.
if we got a lot of Sambos running around here, but Uncle Tom was cool.
Exactly.
Uncle Tom actually used to help the other enslaved Africans get their share of cotton, because he was strong. So if you didn't have your amount done, you got whipped. So he made sure the weaker Africans, he picked it for them and filled up their thing. And then there was this sister and her daughter that was very fond of Tom. And Sambo, who was like some of your elected officials here, Sambo was the one who was around whipping the enslaved Africans in place. It was Sambo. So Sambo really liked the sister who liked Uncle Tom. He was very jealous of Uncle Tom.
That's right.
So the sister decided to run away with her daughter. And what she did, a very smart thing, she knew that the bloodhounds were going to follow her into the wilderness. So she ran into the wilderness, circled, and came back to the master's house and went up in the attic. So when they heard that she had run away, they said, get the hounds out. And the hounds went around and came back to the front. And they said, them dumb hounds, get them out of here. I want to find them. So she stayed there, and they called up Tom. So the master, the slave, European enslaver, because we have no master, the European enslaver said, you know, Tom, you know where she is. You need to tell me, Tom. And Tom said, I don't know what you're talking about. Although he did know. He said, I don't know what you're talking about. And he said, I'm going to whip you until there's no more blood in your body. And Tom said, you could whip every ounce of blood in my body. I am not telling you nothing. and he got Sambo to do the whipping.
He loved that.
Sambo whipped Tom to death. So I don't call folk Uncle Tom. We got a bunch of Sambos running around here today. So when you see Sambo in the neighborhood, say, hey, Sambo. How you doing, Sambo? Those are the ones that are selling us out. It was Sambo. So our history is interesting. You know, we are bad people. We did not take this enslavement process easily. We fought back. Matter of fact, they fought back when the ships docked. Don't believe that most of us were sold by our African chiefs. Some were. There were always sellouts in our neighborhoods. Always, even back then. But they, not to make any excuse for them, when they captured other Africans during war, you became a slave to that people, that clan. It wasn't chattel slavery. You weren't whipped and you wasn't working the land for profit and all that stuff. You had to become a part of that clan. You could even own a house and all of that, but you were a part of that clan. But they sold some of us, but most of us was stolen. Most of us, that's why I don't call it the transatlantic slave trade. I call it the transatlantic slave raid. They raided us. They raided us and stole us. And then the sellouts, sold us or traded because they wanted weapons for war. So they traded us. But even back then, there were different kinds of people. Y'all know about the Amistad? Yes. You know why they made that one famous? Because Sinkay, who was the leader of the Amistad, powerful brother, when he took over the Amistad, they had a mutiny. He took over the Amistad, and they did not kill the white crew. They left them alive and told them to guide them back to Africa. But they didn't. When they went to sleep, they guided them to Long Island. Oh, wow. And they got arrested. They got arrested. And who saved them? A white man. Remember John Quincy Adams? He went to court, and he was good in court. And they said, oh, thank you, white man. And he got them free, and they went back to Africa because of John Quincy Adams, not because of them. Well, let me tell you about Madison, Washington. Another mutiny that they don't talk about. I want to see this movie. This brother freed himself, went to Canada, and said, I'm coming back to get my wife. She's in Virginia. You know that's what I would have done if they had Inez. Oh my gosh. Man, I wouldn't even gone to Canada. I would have found her wherever she was. So he came back to get his wife in Virginia, and they recaptured him. And they put him on the boat called Creole and was headed to New Orleans. And he said, you know what? I'll do the cooking. So they put him in the kitchen to clean the fish. He had to have knives. Right. So he was cleaning the fish and had all of the knives. So one night, he knew where all the weapons were. He woke up 18 brothers and sisters and said, we're taking over this ship. They took over the ship. They killed everybody but one. And this one, they said, we're not going to New Orleans. We're going to the Bahamas. Because they knew that the British were fighting the English and that the British would not send them back to America. They went to the Bahamas. The British said, keep going. Went back to Africa, was with his wife, never captured again. Give it up for Madison, Washington. That's the stuff I want to see. Then you had over 50 mutinies. 50! Where the Africans saw those ships taking off with their people, got in their little boats. The minute them ships dropped anchor, they got up on their boat and they killed every white crew member. I'm not saying that like I'm excited about that, but that's what happened. I'm just telling y'all what happened. They killed them all, turned the boat around, and many of them were never enslaved. never enslaved. Another thing, we always talk about 1619. First Africans came, Jamestown, Virginia, and it was 18 of them, and they were enslaved or whatever. Not true. The first Africans came in 1526. In 1526, the Spaniards from Hispaniola, which is now Haiti and Dominican Republic, it was called Hispaniola. They came to the Petey River in South Carolina to set up the first colony, using enslaved Africans to set up the first colony in the Petey River in South Carolina. The indigenous people said, "You're not taking our land." So they start fighting them. And then the Africans said, "Hey, we getting down with y'all." They fought together and beat them. They killed most of them, and they had to kowtow out of South Carolina, disorganize the colony, fly back to Hispaniola, and half of them died on the way back. And these Africans hooked up with indigenous people and were never enslaved. Tell us that story. Give them a big hand clap. That's the story I want to know. 1811. 1811 in Louisiana. Brothers and sisters rose up, the Louisiana revolt. They said, you know what? In 1804, y'all know Haiti had a revolution. A lot of people think the first independent country was Haiti. Haiti, they say. But you know, I don't know if you ever heard of the Berbice Islands. And Berbice, that's right near Suriname and in that area. They took over the Berbice Islands. Africans took it from the Portuguese and had it under control for about 4 or 5 months. The mistake they made is negotiating with the Portuguese because they were whipped so badly. They had their own government and were free, but they negotiated with the enemy and they betrayed them and recaptured them. And that was like in 1763. Then Haiti came in 1804, 1806. But this is what happened. This is why you had the Louisiana uprising. The enslavers from Haiti got beat so badly, they came to New Orleans. They came to Louisiana. So the enslaved, the Africans that they brought with them, they saw what the Haitians did. They said, wait till we get to America. So when they got there, they remembered what the Haitians did. And so they rose up in 1811 and said, we're going to make New Orleans an independent black state like Haiti did. And we're going to follow their suit. They killed their slave master, went into the arms store, got all the arms, killed the whites that were selling the arms, they went from plantation to plantation in Louisiana, killing the slave master. You know, when I say killing, I'm not happy. I don't like that people die, but I just have to put emphasis on what they did. They killed them, and they was on their way to New Orleans to take over New Orleans. They were right at the door, and who comes? Sambo. Sambo came and squealed. And that's how they squashed that. The Stono Rebellion, 1776, they rose up in South Carolina, did the same thing. They were this close to taking over the state. Who came? Sambo. Sambo came. This is why we got to get rid of the Sambos up today. They came. Every one that you can think of, that happened to them. Except for there's a few. Nanny of the Maroons in Jamaica. Nanny was a bad sister. She was military strong. Nanny of the Maroons, she said to the oppressor, give me freedom or give me death or you dying. You know, I don't like that thing when they say, hands up, don't shoot. I can't breathe. They got mad at me because I was at a rally and said, hands down, shoot back. Now you can't breathe. So some people said, that's what she said. She said, no. She beat them, went up to the Blue Mountains, never to be conquered. And they stayed free of the Maroons. Nanny of the Maroons. Give Nanny a big hand clap. It's a bad sister. Nanny of the Maroons. Another brother, Gaspar Yanga. Gaspar Yanga from Veracruz in the 1500s. The Spaniards had captured him from Angola. And he was a warrior. He said, no, I'm not having this enslavement stuff. He went to war, went up to the mountains, set up a Maroon village, the same as Nanny did, and for 30 years, the Spaniards couldn't do anything with him because he was a superior warrior and he knew the terrain, the mountains. They had superior weaponry, but he beat them for 30 years. And he made an agreement with them. He said, you know what? They said, hey, we can't beat you, Gaspar. We can't beat you. How about this? Don't take no more enslaved Africans, and we'll leave you alone. He made that agreement. His son said, oh, hell no. We're going to get some more. His son followed in his footsteps and went and freed more Africans. Tell us that story. Right now, if you go to Veracruz, they have a town called Yanga Town. I was going to show you on the video there a big statue of Yanga, a powerful brother. And everybody's in there now. They look light-skinned, whatever. And they say, no, Yanga, he's our hero. Yanga. Why don't we know anything about Gaspar Yanga? Colimbo de Palmeiras. Those were the battlers, the African warriors in Brazil. They beat the Portuguese for 90 years and stayed free in the Palmeiras, which is equivalent to the Maroon villages. And they set up their own governments. We need to teach our children these stories. So you didn't have a bunch of, I don't even like, I get sick of hearing stuff, what they did to us. You got to tell your children, that this isn't, see the colored sign and they had you in slavery. I understand all of that. But how about taking a minute on that and then 10 hours on how you whipped them for it back?
That's right.
They got to know that we did not take, I don't want to be a part of a people that was happy in slavery or cowards or, afraid to fight back. That was not our history. Yeah, they know a little about Nat Turner and Harriet Tubman, but remember, even with Harriet Tubman, as great as she is in her story, they don't tell you that she was a part of the cavalry and she got 700 enslaved Africans freed with war weapons, not just running away in an underground railroad. Not to play that down, that's important. But it wasn't just an underground railroad where she got 200-300. She got 700 freed fighting, telling them to pick up weapons and fight. This is what the Black Panther Party gets that from, that kind of warrior spirit. So I'm not encouraging you to do anything you haven't already done. So if you didn't do it yet, don't leave here saying Charles told me to fight for my freedom. If you didn't do it yet, then wait till you're ready. But the bottom line is that kind of fighting, there was so much battling that we did that has to be respected. Nowhere in our history have we ever taken slavery and just said, hey, what can we do? Y'all too strong. So I have a whole list of things that we did to fight back. We fought back. And let me tell you what's happening now. Let me tell you why I'm so excited. People think I'm crazy. I'm so excited to be alive now. You're witnessing the birth pains of a new era, the birth pains of a new age. This is a dying empire. The American empire is dying all over the world. The American dollar is being devalued all over the world. Now we got to be careful because we're in the belly of a beast. So the question is, yeah, they're dying. Yeah, the dollar's dying. What happens to us? Because we're in the belly of this beast. This is why Brother Michael Jackson is so important. This is why we got to support brothers like that, because we have to figure out what are we going to do in the belly of this dying beast. The worst thing you can do is be in a cage with a wounded animal. They're dangerous. To show you how they're dying, check this out. Y'all heard of the Sahel revolution? Yes. Very important. Very important. Have you ever heard of BRICS? The BRICS groups? Very important. See, these two developments is what makes Trump scared to death. It's those two developments. First, in the Sahel region. You know, in Africa, you know who our heroes were. Kwame Nkrumah, Patrice Lumumba, Sekou Touré in Guinea, and you know, Julius Nyerere. Those were the revolutionaries of the 60s. But a revolution is not just political. It's not just political. See, even if you get the political seats, you got to deal with the economic structure. That's the revolution. When Mike becomes mayor, he's just going to have the political seat. He got to deal with white businessmen. He's going to have to deal with the economic structure. So even if you get the political seat, and in my my microscopic way, when I got the political seat in East New York, Brooklyn, my little East New York, Brooklyn, little tiny speck, getting that seat meant nothing if I didn't take on the white developers. If I didn't take on the white power structure, the mayor, the governor. So even in that, we got the political seat, but not the economic structure. So in Sahel, the reason why Sahel is so important, because even when Kwame Nkrumah became the first president of Ghana, he had the political party that won guerrilla warfare, then they went into the electoral arena, he won the seat, but he didn't have control over the economy. He had to change that to a socialist economy from a capitalist economy. And how you do that is the real revolution. So he didn't have time. As soon as he went out of town, they took him out of office. Give yourself a hand clap. I'm losing you. I see some of you drifting. I could tell. I even know when you're looking at me and you're thinking somewhere else. So watch yourself. Watch yourself. I'm watching you. I'll be finished in a minute. But they didn't get a chance. Patrice Lumumba, we mention him all the time. He was in for 6 months, maybe 8 months. He didn't get a chance to transfer the Congo's economy. Why do you think they're fighting for the diamonds, the gold, the cobalt, the uranium, all of that they're still fighting for, because the revolution of the 60s wasn't a completed revolution. They got the political positions, but they didn't change the economy. So now here comes Sahel. These are the West African countries. First of all, our biggest problem is the neo-colonial black puppets of the white power structure in Africa and here as well. The Sambo League. That is the biggest problem we have. So in West Africa, there were like 15 countries a part of ECOWAS. ECOWAS is the Economic Community of West African States. You know, Ghana, Nigeria, what's the name? Sierra Leone, Gambia, all of those West Africans, Burkina Faso, Mali. So what happened, young people in Africa young people, give it up for the young people in Africa. 22 years was the average age. They rose up and said, listen, I know this government was elected, because here's the confusing thing. France has elections. And they'll say these folk were democratically elected, but the French controlled the election. So they made sure, I'll use my name and not any of yours, say if Charles Barron, no, I ain't saying me, say there was a sellout. Somebody black, not me. Sambo. The French, thank you, sister. The French said, let's put Sambo in office, but we're going to do it through the ballot. So they can't say it was a military coup and nothing like that. So we'll give him the money, we'll rig the election, we'll make sure they're voting, we'll make it hard for people to vote who don't like us, like they do here. You know, they're going to do all of that stuff so we get Sambo in. Right. So now Sambo was elected. 15 West African countries did that under the leadership of France and America. By putting them in office, now France could get the uranium from Niger that lights up a third of Europe and keeps Africa in the dark. Yeah. The very uranium that's lighting up Europe is keeping Africa in the dark. The golden Mali, the golden Burkina Faso, they would take the gold, give them $1 for it, put it in their refineries, and then sell it back to them after it was refined. I took some young people to Grenada under the leadership of Maurice Bishop and the New Jewel movement. Maurice Bishop showed us, he said, Charles, look, this is the nutmeg factory. England used to buy 65% of our nutmeg beans, process it, and then sell the processed nutmeg back to us more than the beans. Wow. Same thing with coffee, right. Same thing with cocoa. So Africa now, they rose up, the young people said, get these sellout Sambos out. We want them out. They went to the military, the young military, and said, y'all got to get these folk out. Ibrahim Traore, 37 years old. 37 years old, said, I'll do it. I'll follow my hero, Thomas Sankara. Thomas Sankara was in for 4 years. He didn't get a chance to change the economy. His own boy killed him. So here's Ibrahim Traore. He rises up, and they say, we're going to kill him. See, America has two ways of going at you. Gunboat diplomacy, they will kill you. Or dollar diplomacy, they will buy you. If they can't buy you, they'll kill you. They couldn't do either with him. Couldn't buy him and couldn't kill him. And you know why? The people said, it doesn't matter, because if you kill him, there's 1 million of us ready to take his place. Because that's revolution. When you get to the minds of the people. This is why what you're doing here is so important. This is not small. If you all go out and tell other people what we're talking about, every mind is important. Steve Biko said it best, the most potent weapon in the hand of the oppressor is the mind of the oppressed. We got to fight for the mind of our people. If I want to our people say, hey, you know, if you just pick this up and come with me, we're going to be free. They'll turn me into the police. If Assata Shakur would have knocked on their door and said, let me in, let me in. Then it said, you're on the wanted list, get out of here. Now some would have let her in. There's a lot that would have let her in. So that's what happened in Burkina Faso. They rose up and he got the government. But check this out. He is doing what Thomas Sankara didn't get a chance to do. The first thing he did, he kicked out the French. He kicked out their military stations. He said, France, get the hell out of Burkina Faso. And by the way, take America with you and leave the gold behind, because that's ours. He set up processing plants for the gold. He had a $4.7 billion debt for the nation. It's gone because he controlled the gold. It was gold for the people of Burkina Faso. Mali did it first under Assimi Goïta, a general. He did the same thing. Then Niger said, hey, we're going to do it too. Leave our uranium alone. And after they did that, they arrested the mining companies from Europe and Canada. They arrested all of them and said, y'all can't do no more mining. Put them in jail and said the gold, the cobalt, the uranium, the diamonds, they're ours. So now they're flourishing much better. Then here's what they did. This is what they'll do to you. They said, we hooking up with China. We hooking up with Russia. We hooking up with Iran. We hooking up with Turkey. People that you don't like. And then here's what we say, watch out for Russia. Watch out for China. Because they will get over on you just like the others. True. If you are a weak African state, China, Russia, anybody else is going to exploit you. No country has a relationship with Africa based upon their interest in Africa's well-being. Every country that deals with Africa is doing it for their own well-being. And that's all right, as long as you're strong like Ibrahim Traore. He said, okay, we're going to have a mutually beneficial relationship. You want what? Some of our gold? No problem. We need some of your weapons. We need you to arm us so we can fight these wars against our oppressors. So that's what they did with Russia, that's what they did with China, and that's what they did with Turkey. Remember, they are landlocked. So they got to develop relationships with other countries in the world. America deals with Russia. America deals with China. Everything you see in America is made in where? China. Made in China. So how are you going to tell us we can't deal with China? Here's another thing. Yes, Russia and China are not what they used to be. They could be whatever. I can't control that, but you can control your relationship with them. And that's what these brothers are doing. If it's a weak African state, the Chinese companies are going to exploit. And Russia is trying to get Africans to fight in Afghanistan. That's crazy. But if you're strong, it's mutually beneficial. And I have to say this. How many people you know got a Russian last name? How many people you know speak Russian? How many people you know have a Chinese last name? How many black people you know speak Chinese? You know why? Because they did not colonize us. What, I speak English? You bragging because you speak French? What, do you speak Portuguese? What, do you speak Italian? Those are the language of your oppressors, because Russia and China did not colonize Africa. Europe did. As a matter of fact, Frelimo, the liberation group in Mozambique, SWAPO, the liberation group in West Africa, ANC, all of them were supported by Russia, China, and Cuba. Cuba died in Africa.
That's right.
There would be no Angola if it wasn't for Cuba and Fidel Castro. There would be no liberation of many countries in Africa. That's why we say when Africa called, Cuba answered. Now Cuba's calling. Right. Africa, we have to answer. Because they're being blockaded and stop oil from coming in. They're starving Cuban people because Cuba helped us. We now have to help Cuba. Give it up for Cuba and Fidel Castro. So I'm going to wind it up here to say this. This is the greatest time to be alive because there's a revolution. See, we so trumpetized that we don't realize that revolution is on the rise. So you're not going to be able to see that if you're too caught up in what Trump's doing to us. Don't get me wrong. Him and Benjamin Netanyahu, the worst two human beings on the planet. You don't get worse than that. But you can never be liberated focusing on what your oppressor's doing to you. What you going to do? What you going to do? And it starts very local. It starts very local. We took over seats in East New York. Who do we go against? The Samboites. A bunch of them. And they have power. You know what happens? The white power structure will keep you in court to make you waste your money, to damage your image. You should hear the stuff they said about me. I had to pick up the paper like this, like, what's next? I saw a picture of me and the Grand Wizard, David Duke, in the Daily News and the New York Post. They said the KKK endorsed Charles Barron against Hakeem Jeffries.
Wow.
I said, what? I came out of City Hall and a bunch of cameras came up and hey, Barron, I was running for Congress. Barron, are you going to accept the KKK's endorsement? I said, what the hell are you talking about? David Duke endorsed it. I didn't even know you were still alive. What do you mean? I didn't know David Duke in Virginia?
Right.
Sure enough, on the internet, Charles Barron may be a Black Panther, but at least he's against the Jews. I'm endorsing him.
Wow.
David Duke, that's a Democratic Party scheme. They had people thinking, and poor people in the community, Charles, that is not true, right? I said, don't you even ask me that question. You better get out of my face. I know you're not asking me whether that's true or not. You got to be crazy. But there was a big picture of me in the Daily News with David Duke. And this was a week before the election. Wow. Sheesh. Then when I tried to get on the ballot, I only needed 900 signatures to get on the ballot for the city council. I got 5,000. They said I forged. Yeah, you can give it up to me. I got 5,000. And my wife got almost 1,000 of them. They said she forged 1,000 signatures. My other campaign, they forged 3,000. They didn't bring no handwriting expert. No two signatures looked alike. I had to go to court, spend $6,000 on a lawyer, because you know what else they said? And I'm not joking, this is before Barack Obama. They said I wasn't a citizen of the United States of America. I'm telling you the truth. I had to go in the court with my birth certificate and $6,000 from a lawyer. And I knew the judge was selected by the county bosses of the Democratic Party. So I'm saying, whoa, what's going to happen here? I knew what they were doing. He could not possibly kick me off the ballot, but I had to spend $6,000 on that instead of flyers and posters and mailings. Right. And then after I won the case, they appealed it. Yes. I had to spend another $3,000 on the appeal, $10,000, and I beat them anyway. And we beat the most powerful Democratic organization in the country is Brooklyn's Kings County Democratic Party. We beat them for 21 years. And in those 21 years, we got 3 new $88 million schools. We got a $20 million community center. No gentrification. We got $110 million worth of renovated parks. We got, the brothers and sisters, Charles, you talk all that black stuff. I need a gig. I said, I got you 6,000. Now can I talk black stuff? Charles, you talk all that black stuff, man, but they're trying to put me out of my apartment. I stopped them from taking your apartment. Yes. I stopped them from taking our homes from our seniors. I fed you millions of dollars in food pantries. I even did what the gangsters do, gave you 1,000 turkeys every year, Every year, I gave you 1,000 turkeys. I'm back with our people. One sister said, I'll never vote for you again. I said, what happened, sister? I didn't get a turkey. I said, you know what? I said, you know what? You know what I'm going to do? You see that $3.6 million I spent to renovate that park? I'm not doing the next park. I'm getting $3.6 million worth of turkeys to make sure you get a turkey. But my wife always says I shouldn't do this. I say, keep your vote. When I get in, look, I don't play.
Right.
I ain't playing. You didn't do this, shut up and don't vote for me. Get out of here. You're stupid. You're stupid. I don't have no debate for idiot. Keep your vote. Matter of fact, you better not vote for me. You better not. Don't want your vote. And they said, you got to stop that, Joe. I said, no, and it's 6 o'clock in the morning, I'm out here, and they get on my damn nerves. You know? Talking about you ain't voting me. I only see you during election time. One brother said, hey, brother, I only see you during election time. I said, okay, brother. Do you go to community board meetings? No. Do you go to any of our rallies? No. How the hell are you going to see me unless I come home and watch TV with you after work? You ain't out there doing nothing. Right. So how are you going to see me? Right. You don't see me. I don't see you at nothing. Keep your vote. Don't y'all do that. I'm just saying that's what I do. Make sure y'all get the vote. But I am not dying from no ulcer. Something's going to kill me, but it's not going to be an ulcer. Because I'm going to let you know how I feel. And then the other piece that's very important, this is why I like this brother here, you got to keep your ideology. You got to keep your black consciousness. You cannot be afraid. I got more kicking butt than my colleagues in the black community got kissing butt. I don't kiss any part of the anatomy I ought not be kissing. I will kick it first. That's it. And that's what I told them. So it's really incredible what we were able to do for 21 years. And not only did we win, somebody said, how do you beat the machine? Work hard. Right. We only had 24 people. We didn't have a lot of money. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. You have more people here than we had. And we beat them for 21 years. In Brooklyn, in East New York, Brooklyn, for 21 years. And you know how? Everybody can outraise me in money. You can even out-talk me, charisma, if you think you got it. I got a little ounce of that. But you know, nobody is outworking me. Nobody. I'm going to be up at 6 in the morning. I used to get in that train station every morning. And you know, sometimes, to be honest, you don't feel like getting up. Because I would get up and say, oh, God, I don't feel like going out today. I said, Charles, that's a conversation you shouldn't have with yourself because you're going to stay right in this bed if you keep talking like that. You know how you can talk yourself out of stuff. Yeah. You know, so come on, I'll do it. I said, Inez, let's do it tomorrow. Inez said, you better get up. And then I help her when she don't feel like it. Outwork them. Outwork them. I mean, door to door wins the war. That's it. You know, you got to outwork them. You're not going to outraise them in money. You're not going to out and get endorsements. I outwork them. Organize around issues. Get some media attention. I made sure everything I got. And when you say stuff, don't be nice. Say stuff that's going to create some controversy. You know, I was running for mayor one time just to get more known. And they said, excuse me, Councilman Barron, you're always talking about black power. How are you going to get the white vote? I said, you mean the minority vote? He said, no, the white vote. Yeah, that's the minority vote. 62% of New York City is black, Latino, and Asian. 30% is white. You want me to focus on the white vote? I don't need them, because I wasn't running anyway. I ain't trying to get the white vote. If I get the black vote, 62% of New York City, I will win. So, yes, black power. Yes. Well, what about, you called Israel a terrorist state. That's what they are. Right. I don't be saying, well, you know, we should have a Palestinian state. And do you think the state of Israel should exist? No. Why not? Because they stole that land from the indigenous people called Palestine.
That's right.
They stole it from them. So what do you think? What should happen to them? Whatever the Palestinians think should happen to them.
Right.
Should it be a two-state solution? No, one state that the Palestinians determine what that state is. You know, you can't kowtow. Even if I would have lost, I would have gotten a good night's sleep. So I want to just end with that. Vote your conscience. Work hard for the people that are working for you. We are winning. The Sahel revolution is growing. There are other countries that are now following suit. BRICS, y'all heard of BRICS? BRICS is a group of countries, Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa. They came together in 2009. They decided that they were going to work with each other and not use the dollar anymore. The biggest war now is a currency war. They're going to use their own currency and they're going to trade with each other. So BRICS, now don't get me wrong, you know, like Russia, China, India, even Nigeria, sellout government, they're in BRICS. Cuba's in BRICS. Vietnam's in BRICS. And what they said is, to hell with the IMF, the International Monetary Fund. That is Western. That's controlled by America and Europe. We're not borrowing money from them. Later for the World Bank, we're not borrowing money from them. And we're going to exchange. We have our own bank, the New Development Bank. And we're going to exchange with each other, and we're going to have a new currency called the unit. You remember Muammar Gaddafi was talking about the dinar, a new currency that would be backed by African gold. They killed him. Because of that. Wasn't nothing else. He was saying, later for the IMF. That's what Traore said, later for them. We're going to have our own currency. Bambara is our national language, no longer French. We're going to change the signs and everything. So BRICS is rising up. And listen to Donald Trump. I'll really end here. Donald Trump said he's going to put tariffs on any country that joins BRICS. Now check this out. You know the tariff is a tax. So if China have some automobiles that come here and he puts a high tax on them, well, the automobile vendors of America have to buy that car. So they have to pay that, and who do you think they're going to get that from? You, the customer. America has 340 million people. The BRICS groups have 4.5 billion people. You're going to tax the countries that have 4.5 billion selling products to your 340 million? What the hell you think they're going to do to your products in China? 1.5 billion people. India, 1.4 billion people. What do you think they're going to do to your product? The BRICS countries have 4.5 billion people. The world has 8 billion. 55% of the people in the world are in BRICS. The G7, United States, you know, Britain, Germany, Japan, France, all of them. 780 million people, less than 10% of the world's population is in G7. 55% of the world population is in BRICS. And here's the last piece. The GDP, the gross domestic product, determines the economic strength of your country. The GDP of G7 is about 30% of the world's GDP. The GDP in BRICS is 45% of the world's GDP. Internally, the Democratic Party is imploding, the Republican Party is imploding. It's time for us to explode and gain our liberation. Thank you very much. Lastly, this book here that's here, I really bought them, and I do this sale for my organization, but today I don't want any of you to leave here without a book. It's $25, but if you have $1, you will get a book. So I'm not interested in making a whole lot of money off this. If you have the 25, gladly. If you have $100 you want to pay for it, I'll take that too. If you have $1,000, I'll take that too. But if you have $1, get yourself a book. All right. Thank you.
And tell me something about your book.
Well, first of all, this book is a compilation of about 88 articles from 1988 to the present. It covers my ideological, theological theories, my practice in the city council. It has an article on how to beat the machine. It has an article on reparations. It has an article on freeing political prisoners and an article on leadership skills development. And this is why I call it Speaking Truth to Power. We tell it like it is. And an article on revolution.
Harold Anthony Williams. Thank you for coming, sir.
Thank you for your guidance and helping me, film right. So Harold, Harold,
Yes.
Anthony Williams, Williams.
Because what time is it? It's 5:17. You stay here, be here at 6 o'clock to lock up.
Your phone's still on Facebook Live?
I appreciate the fact that you're not afraid to say the things that
You want to look at their stuff over
Thank
there?
you. Jared.
Last name's Mother.
I'll use your first name.
They are working. They do have
I'm there. Just give me a holler. I'm saying I'm there. Give me a holler, and I'm there. I'll leave you my number and everything.
Please.
I'll be glad to. Yes, sir. Thank you, man.
I wish I was able to stay, but I gotta go. I'm ready.
What's first name?
My first name, Joseph.
It's Joseph.
PH.
Thank you.
That's when I granddaughter Zion.
Oh, nice.
XYLA.
XYLA. NNA. Ariana.
They went outside.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Wally
Oh, yeah. Yeah, special brother.
Oh, I thought they made that. Oh, that's why we didn't do these today.
You guys, if you want some for food work, we'll go get you some money. Pick up the one tomorrow. Yeah, that's cute. That's that tree now. He's 38. You put him out there.
Tell me where you at.
SHA.
He said, did you have a chance to read that? I said, no, maybe you did. Sorry, damn it. That's the official copy.
This is. So it's to William.
To William.
Yeah, you get me down, man. Right here. Right in there.
Thank you.
Yeah, that's his mark. Should be marked.
I know, that's what I'm saying.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
This is to Yvette.
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 You right there in the area, you right there. Oh, that's so right, you don't want to go the opposite direction. See, Enterprise rental.
Powerful is Deidre, D-E-I-R-D-R-E. Yes.
Coming down the street, you'll see a house. You're right there. Yeah, you're right here in the area, man. Yeah. You went past the pizza place.
I appreciate you.
Me too, I love you.
Come straight on down. Right, you're here.
It's always good to know people with personal struggles.
Oh, boy.
Especially when it involves a lawyer.
Oh,
People have no
boy.
idea how much they charge you.
Right.
And you need them.
That's
I
right.
feel sorry
How you
for
spell your
people
first
that can't. Patricia Smallwood. Just put Patricia. P-A-T-R-I-C-I-A. Thank you. Yeah, don't forget the vendors that's here, guys.
You come past a gas station.
Go look at it, Mom.
Problem?
Look at eyes here.
Look back and forth.
Yeah, definitely want to thank you for coming.
Oh, my honor, my pleasure. The pleasure is mine. I made y'all take this picture so my organization, I could prove to them I was working.
You definitely worked.
And it has been an honor to be here. Again, my name is Reg Tuinia Nzinga, and I can be found on social media. I look forward to speaking to you again. I don't know what else you want me to share. But it's been a pleasure and an honor to be here.
So they can reach you on what, Instagram? How will people reach you?
Oh, be like, wow, am I ever gonna get in a book one day? And so then this opportunity came my way. But guess what? I almost was not published in this book either. Why? Because I felt that the poets were being ripped off. $75 and 3 copies of the book, and that's all each poet got. So I called up Dr. Sonia Sanchez, and mind you, I had her number for a long time, and I never bothered her, I never called her, but I called her on this day. And it was Dr. Sonia Sanchez who wrote the foreword in this book. She convinced me to do it. So it's because of Dr. Sonia Sanchez. Shout out Dr. Sonia, Dr. Sanchez, Dr. Sonia Sanchez, that I'm in here. So I'm gonna share the piece.
What's the name of the book?
Bum Rush the Page. It's one of the productions of the HBO Def Poetry Jam. I was a featured poet on their website as a featured poet of the month. This book is a part of the whole HBO Def Jam productions that you saw on TV. And several poets are in the book. Some poets that are not on stage might be in the book, and vice versa, whatever have you. So it's called Bum Rush the Page, a Def Poetry Jam. And my poem is Enter Friggin' Tamed on pages 224, 225, and 226. And it's to do with hip hop and some of my feelings about the direction that a lot of the music was going in. Or is still going in. You want to be entertained. You want to be entertained with the bloodstains that cause my words of pain. You want to be enter-friggin' tamed. Like promotional ads depicting weapons you don't know how to shoot. Or like flyers and CD covers showing cowards as criminals or at lovers, hiding under suspenders too big to fit in closets. Does the BU rhymer resemble what you in denial of? In need of spirituality but perpetuating criminality within a hip-hop community? Automatic negative verbal acrobatics. Rap industry's traumatic. Mental genocidal suicide through rap verbal homicide. I need poetry as shock therapy to revive me. Evil you glamorize, we patronize self-suicide. Don't need no knife, gun, iron pipe, bat, and chain like on the previous cover of a rap magazine when verbal cyanide emanates from the brain. Perpetrating a lifestyle you should not sustain because you just want to enter friggin' tame. That was for the punitive rapper in the hole with the flow, but if you're not one, then my eyes are distressed because you dress like one. The positive I caress, but gotta get this off of my chest. Like out of beaten black and blue, I disdain how you like hearing Negro words for shock value. Like a poem with dope words, but a whack beat won't sell, but a whack rap with dope beat sells real well. Or like a female rapper who knows no other way of selling work without her body, promoting punani and dialect instead of intellect. Or a rapper who makes me not laugh, who knows not how to create the craft without boring terms like igga and gangster programmed into his and her language to each other. Your lips form into a mouth flex for your next ego trip skit, like puppets buttons easily pressed, an audience missing the message. While you taint my lines with your cheer from your reactionary ear, my words are clear. With this poem you'll be into friggin' tame, but cook your brain with whack rap killer gangster refrains, I maintain. If some of the content of our music is any indication of a people who are once saved, then Nat Turner is turning over in his grave. Do you listen to the words you dance to? The same tired ish why buy and support it? Must our music become sick for some to like it? Record labels with names that are evil, obsessions with blood and death that I don't get. I balk at your mafia gun talk, your mouth needs some salt, I'ma fill it with cork. Just be the youngsters you are and not the princes who walk with their fake mobsters talk. You spend your last dollar on the latest CD called I Kill Me on negative energy. You make the crap artist's pockets fatter, your new slave master whose rhymes reveal sickness, hypocrisy and psychology, insanity of mentality, mental illness and false reality, giving beatdowns like vigilantes. The people who died in the crush at City College should have gave us more knowledge. Who'd want to be heard every day on Hot 97? That sounds boring and absurd. I ain't hung up on myself like that's my word. But I love Rakim, Lauryn Hill, Black Thought, Most Def, Third Message, Dougie Fresh, KRS, Bahamadia, Ursula Rucker, Dead Press, Erica, then I sold the Roots, the Grandmasters, Chuck D, to Kid Capri, Kool Herc, to Kool Mo D. Even common sense will tell you more money, more cash is redundant, but it's okay, don't complain, you want to be inter-freaking-tame. Come with the real, can't conceal what I feel, even for the arrogant poet who enters a poetry slam but loses the contest, then challenge another to see who's the best. But what is this? New rule, I slam, you lose, we do? What an ish epidemic poetic precedent, like a fanatic poetic president. You acting like a baby crazy without a bottle, now you're about to topple because you lost the battle. Think you're the boss, but that slam you lost was your friggin' middle passage to remind you it's about the message, not your flow, your ego, nor the contest. Think you hot, but you're a poet who forgot. If actions speak louder than words, well then yours do not. Some spoken words got you going absurd by some who claim to be wordsmiths of the word, but I be the locksmith like the martial artist who knows the craft, unlocking the fake hold you have over your listener with your fake wrath. Slams don't bring reparations. Slams don't win liberation. Slams don't kill Mumia's death penalty. Slams don't give legitimacy to poetry. So don't let slams cause division among you and me while we entertain them with our soliloquy. So to the poet and the rapper to bring this together, know the legend, the lyric, and keep the message in the music and buy positive rap and blankety blank 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 to a fact track if the lyrics is whack. The Instagram page is called Healthy City Roots. That's Healthy, Healthy, City, City, Roots, Roots. Healthy City Roots. That's the Instagram where I can be reached. And I thank you for having me. I'm still working on developing more social media, so I'll keep you posted.
I'm looking forward to when you finish. These are beautiful. The family's gonna be so happy with what y'all doing. Wow. I love the fact that you're working together, you're helping each other. The colors are beautiful. You have everything you need? Okay. That's beautiful.
need help.
What you need now? What you need? You need to peel this off?
Try not to hold them so
Okay,
hard.
let me pull it off for you. Thank you for asking for help. Here you go. All right.
All the way in the
Or the women's retro, which is right there.